Okay, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. And as you can probably see from the thumbnail and the video, I'm drawing in real time on a piece of A3 paper. And I'm drawing with my Twisby Eco fountain pen with just some platinum premium black ink, I think it's called, something like that. So, my usual tools. And I actually think this one turned out really good compared to other drawings that I've made. Yeah, like just enjoy. And of course, before the video starts, like really starts, please like, subscribe, and comment and all that stuff because like it really helps a lot. I'm trying to reach a thousand subscribers, and you know, I love when you guys comment. It really makes my day, and also helps me with like what you guys like and what type of content you want to see. So, yeah, that's the thing. And I actually made this like drawing yesterday, but I'm gonna use it today because there's happened a lot of stuff today. So I just start with the least exciting thing, but still kind of exciting. I'm trying out Instagram ads because I've began following like three, four, five people, artists, from Denmark, just the general area, because I got an ad on Instagram, like for their page. So I was like, why not just boost and promote my newest, you know, painting because I think it's pretty good, and why not just try it, like just on a small budget. So like I'm not expecting anything huge, but it would be cool if like some people like it. So I'm running the ad over a week, which hopefully will yield some sort of positive result. I don't know what will happen yet, but yeah, it'll be all right, I think, in the end. So that's still on the way, and I'll of course report back and on the videos like how it's going and like was it worth it in the end when it's finished. And now I can start on the really crazy stuff that I did today. So I had to wake up really early to drive like an hour to go to like the nearest bigger city, and I had to like spend 3 hours getting checked if I was eligible to join the military. So mentally, physically, and like just yeah, that type of stuff. So first we had like this mental test, and like it wasn't very hard. I did good on it, and I don't want to be in the military. Like the only reason I did good on it is because the guy who was like the teacher or whatever to call him, the officer, yeah, the dude who was already in the military who was like guiding us through. He was like, if you fail too hard and we realize you're failing like on purpose, you'll have to take the test over again. And the test takes like an hour, and they will keep on doing so and stuff. So yeah, I didn't do my best. I'm gonna be honest. I thought about it like quickly, and then I answered pretty quickly. So like yeah, I wasn't rushing, and that's just because I don't want to be in the military. And there was also like a what is it called? Like a checklist. Like how do you feel mentally? Good, bad, okay, and like how are you physically? Can you run this and this? Like how often do you train? Do you have a driving license? All this type of stuff, which is just general information about you, which can also be important, of course. And then like you wait a bit, drink some coffee and water, and just look at your phone, and finally you get taken into some doctor dude, and you have to remove everything but your socks and underwear, and he'll just look at you, and you like talk for a bit, and he'll ask you like how often do you train, and like do you have any diseases or anything like medical history and stuff, and like I don't have anything really. So yeah, and he was like, yeah, you're physically fit enough, you can join the military if you want, like I'm eligible, which is like good because like it would be not nice to. It would be, no, I wouldn't say bad. I would just be surprised if I wasn't physically able to join the military, like because of my physique or something. But I don't want to join the military. Don't get me wrong. So after that, you wait a ton of time. Like I waited like 20 minutes or something, and I was number 4. And then you go in, talk with some, pick a number, and you can either get like you going in after your like after school and stuff, or you get to keep out if you don't want to, or and you get a maybe card. And I got the worst thing there is, a maybe card. So I have to wait 2 years to find out if I'm, I have to say no and choose to do something other, like help out at a school or like something local or whatever. Or, like, in the best case, I don't have to go into anything, like do anything. So yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, just because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I have to do anything, and I don't really know what it is. I could be, forced to do something like that. So yeah, but again, it will turn out all right. I think. Like I won't. I don't think it'll go too bad. So yeah, that was my military day thing. And after that, while I was in the big city, I just why not drive around, see what there is, and some charity shops, and just stuff in general. So I went on to one charity shop first, and there's nothing really there, just basic stuff, and like really not a lot of men's clothes. Like that's a thing with charity shops in Denmark. There is tons of women's clothes, but there's nothing in men's clothes. Like there's always like blazers and suits type of thing, but it's nothing like good. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I was up so early for this. But yeah, so this was nothing good, and there weren't any cool things in that one. So I took on to the next, and the next was much bigger, so it took a longer time. And there was nothing in the clothes aisle really for me. One cool thing, but didn't fit, and like yeah. So then I just looked around, and I got 2 CDs. One like punkish grunge band called the Liberties or Libertines, like something like that. They're pretty good. The CD was alright, like And then I got a Johnny Cash CD, but the first 2 tracks are like, like they're like ticking and jumping around, and they're like it is just the first 2 tracks. Something is wrong with the CD. But yeah, there's 2 new albums for my car, and they're pretty good. I haven't heard the Liberties or Libertines or whatever it's called all the way through, but I'll definitely like try to get that done when I'll be driving around like sometime. And like it's the first time I really driven alone longer, and like it actually turned out pretty great. If I'm gonna be honest, like I did pretty good, I would say. It's also very easy to get around when you have Google Maps. Like it's almost too easy because you don't have to think about, like, you just have to follow the GPS. And that really helped a lot, that I didn't have to worry about, I won't go to the right place or something like that. And also, where the 2 CDs was, there was a digital camera and like a little camcorder. And if you guys know, you probably know, if you're young or just in general, like with the things that are cool, they have had like kind of a resurgence, handy cams and camcorders and stuff like that. And that means that if you want to buy a used one, they're crazy expensive. And I got one for very cheap with a whole bag and chargers and extra batteries and stuff. It was really great. It was a really great price I got. So that's really nice, and I'm definitely gonna make some stuff with it. Mostly things that doesn't really like need to be polished or like cool, because when it comes to my art videos, I want to make them like the most the most quality they can be, because like the drawing or the painting or whatever, sculpture, has to be the best it can be, in my opinion. Because like, but if it's just a vlog or a video of myself or something like that, or a place I've been, and I want more vlogging type stuff, then I can probably use the camcorder, because then it's not like about the quality. Then it's about the feeling of the video, and like how good I am at being like, I wouldn't say like a host, but like the guy who films himself in public and stuff. And also, I went to one last charity shop, and there I got two statues. One was like a bust of Nefertiti, like the pharaoh woman, who was like, yeah, like really cool. And also got it because like the headpiece she wears is really inspiring, and I've definitely used it on some of my drawings and paintings before, 100%. And also a statue of like a Greek goddess thing with no arms. And it's not like the typical one, like where it's pretty different, but really cool. So my statue collection is growing slowly, which is so amazing, because like cool statues you can get replicas of cool stuff, but they're just extremely expensive. So I'd much rather like buy cheaper but still cool stuff. Like there's some nice things. I definitely like the ones that are like cream white or like really black the most. But I also have like one that's carved in wood, which is still pretty cool and stuff. So it all depends. It all depends. Yeah. And then I was like at McDonald's. It was all right, like pretty bad, but it was food. It was pretty cheap. And then I go to start my car after I've been out eating, and it just won't start. And I pull the clutch completely down, and I turn the key, and it just says ding 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 ding, like not like that, but like it just won't kick over, and that's just insane. Like I was getting a little bit scared, and like my car just wouldn't stop, like or start, it wouldn't start, and I was trying and trying. Then I went out and closed the door, and it was like stood there for like 2 minutes. Was like, okay, please work, and tried to start it again. It didn't work. So I was like, oh my god, that's not good. um, so I was like, what can I do? I'm not that far away from home. So I called my dad, because he's like, I wouldn't say a mechanic type of guy, but he's much more, he knows that stuff compared to me. Like I'm just an artist. I know how to paint and draw. I don't know nothing about cars. Like I know how to drive, and that's it. Compared to my dad, who's like, he isn't a mechanic, but he's grown up around cars, and like he had brothers, and him and his brothers love to fix up in cars, and he's kind of do-it-yourself type of dude. But yeah, and then he came, and he was like, the driving down. He was like, that's not good. He's coming. That's great. And then I had like an hour just to like sit around, so I went into like a shop, like just a huge grocery store. It's yeah. So I just through there sitting on the displays, like also was in an IKEA type of thing, sitting on the displays, testing out beds I knew I was never gonna buy. So yeah, I was just waiting, and then like first one of my friends, he writes, "Yo, you good?" Because I put up a story where I tried to start my car, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm stuck." And he was like, "Yo, you good?" And I was like, "Nah." but my dad's coming, so it'll be fine. And he was like, he was at work, and he was like, "Yeah, that happens with old cars, I guess." He also has an old car, like he has also had that happen to him, I think, or something like that, when the car just doesn't want to cooperate. And then I called, like one of my friends called, and we talked for a bit. It was pretty nice. And like 10 minutes after that, like my dad, he called. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here." And then just for just to show him, I tried to go back and do it. and the car started. Like it didn't just ding ding ding. It kicked over. Like it actually started. And I was so confused and mad and confused and happy at the same time. And then I was like, okay, now it's time to turn it off. Just see like, but then it started, and I was like, all right, turn it off again. And then it started. Like, it was fixed. I don't know what happened. I did nothing. I just waited. And then we was like, oh, is there something wrong with the battery? Because like, what happened? Maybe I had the lights on, because I found out I had the lights on. Um, and then we checked, and there was like enough. Um, there was plenty of battery left to get the car started. So it just doesn't make sense really, how the the car wouldn't start. I'm still pretty baffled about it. It was just so weird, and I'm just happy that like it stopped when I was already like stopped. That didn't stop in the middle of the road or something like that, or like on the highway or anything like that. So I kind of locked out if it. Yeah, but still a little bit scared because we don't know what the problem is. We don't know why it happened. Like it had electricity and it had all this other stuff, but yeah, doesn't matter either way. It's completely fine, I would say. Like I survived, I got home and got some cool stuff in some charity shops, and like kind of escaped the military thing. Not really, but not really not. It's like either way it's in 2 years, so yeah. So that'll be fine, I think, maybe. So now let's get back to drawing, I think. Maybe if there's anyone left, like, maybe they want to hear about the drawing. Maybe. And, like, about this drawing is I'm doing a lot of stuff that I already do. But I just give myself more time and more room. I wouldn't say compared to normal, but compared to when I draw in my little small sketchbook, there's much more space for detail and much more, like, doing what I want. And I wouldn't say it's cooler, but it's just very cool that I can actually have this piece and I can hang it up on the wall. Like I like drawing in sketchbooks, don't get me wrong. But like it's not that I can't live without it. Like sketchbooks are cool, but I like making things that can be, put up on a wall or can be shown and other people can see and have, because like that's the stuff people want to buy. Like they don't want to buy a sketchbook, and like you can't really sell your sketchbook, not really. And you can't really just remove pages from a sketchbook either, because like that would ruin the sketchbook. So it's kind of a dilemma that the sketchbook has so many good points and also some pretty bad points. And another thing, like, just in general, yeah, today was like just hard. And also very nice. Like it turned out pretty good. What more can I talk about? Well, tomorrow I'm starting work. So I have a 7-hour work day tomorrow. And then I have I'm free the day after. Then I have to be with some family stuff. And then Tuesday and Friday I have work. And Saturday and Sunday I also have work. So yeah. And it's like one of my friends asked if I could would come to a party they were holding Saturday, I think. And I was really contemplating it because but I also want the money from working. And the problem isn't like coming after work. That's fine because I start at 7 and I'm done at 2. So the work isn't like the hard part. It's the hard part is about like getting up to work the next day and working 7 hours in the morning. That's a bit more stressful. It's hard, I guess. Yeah, definitely worse than not being sober. Like than being sober when you're working is definitely like being not sober. So like I don't think I'll go to it. Like it'll probably be pretty fun, but nothing great. Like I don't know, but like I don't know if the you who are listening, like right now, if there's anybody listening, um, like go to a lot of parties, just some parties. But something I realized is like when you party with the same people, it's the same type of stuff that's happening all the time. There's always someone who drinks too much. There's always people who like get mad or like like something, and somebody ends up doing something they're gonna regret tomorrow, and yeah, all this stuff. So it'll be fine, but I don't know. I also want the money. Like it's not that I'm broke, but I like working and I like having money to buy more art stuff, especially since I'm getting very much closer to my idea, like my sculpture out of a painting type idea, which is like I haven't begun yet, but I found some of the stuff and other stuff I have, and then I just need a little bit of things. And I have an idea how to get the newspaper, and that's because where I work is like it isn't like a home for elderly people. It's more like an activity home. It's hard to explain, but it's like boarding school where they buy a week at a time. So then they're on like courses and yoga and dancing, and they eat at the place and they sleep there for a week, and it's very fun and it's very good for these old people who, you know, has a lot of time on their hands, but they aren't like they can still take care of themselves. Like they aren't too sick or they're not having dementia. Like I mean they don't have dementia or any type of disease and stuff like that. Like they're fresh old people, like kinda. Most of them are at least. So it's a very nice place, and they drink a lot of coffee. So there's a bunch of that, like an insane amount of coffee. Like we brew a lot of coffee a day. But again, I also like coffee, and so that's pretty nice. um, and other than that, the point of the story was that they read a lot of newspapers also. So I was like, you know, what do they do with the used newspapers? Because like the news are only good for like one use. So hopefully I can get some newspapers from them, because then I won't have to buy any newspapers or have to. I know my school art class has some newspapers, but it's like I don't want to take theirs, like because I know they use it for stuff or could use it for stuff. So I don't really want to steal. I wouldn't say steal. I don't want to take the art supplies for the from the art class. So yeah, I'll find out about that. Of course, I'll report back when when I get some or can't. Whatever happens first. Um, yeah, I really underestimate how long 36 minutes is. Like we're 24 minutes in. There's still like 12 minutes left of the video. That's insane. But still pretty great, I think, because if you're listening this far and if you really enjoy this type of video and you enjoy the slower pace and just me yapping about my day or the drawing or the art or whatever, like then I hope it's nice. Like definitely, like if you're watching this far, you definitely like it. You definitely like the video or whatever I make. And hopefully the people will watch this one, because it's kind of like my last two videos, like last three videos actually, haven't done so well at the time of recording, which isn't great, but it's also all right. Like I'm not making any money from it. I'm just doing it for fun, and you know, I would make drawings and paintings either way. And that's also the reason like my why my videos aren't, more edited and more this and that. And that's just generally because I don't want to waste my time on this, because art is a very hard niche. Just creative niches on YouTube are hard. Like, I watched a video from this guy who like just proved the fact that you're not just competing with other people who paint or draw. You're competing with miniature painters, you're competing with general creative things, you're competing with these life hack creative, like brain numbing things, like anything that has anything to do with creativity or making something and all this stuff. You're competing with them, because it's more about the action of creating, that you're competing with other people who do the same. And there's a lot of people who do that. Like, if you don't know. And something I also realized, like that, bigger art channels like Jazza, like Draw with Jazza, he was really cool once, and he did a lot of drawing videos and just videos like this. But the problem is he can't live off YouTube if he does that, because the videos just need to be so extreme, and I wouldn't say fake, but like definitely more engaging, more like here now, let that dunk dunk dunk, like quick and fast and interesting and amazing and all this. Like, there isn't time to just sit and enjoy something, because like they need to stay on his video so he can make money. And it's not because he's greedy and want money. Like, I think it's quite the opposite. I think it's because he has a huge team, and like he wants to make this content. He lives and breathes this content. And it's sad to see him go. Like, I wouldn't say go, but take that back. I would say it's sad to see him change, because I used to watch him when he still made like content that was about his art and drawing challenges and all this stuff, but it wasn't like drawing with the world's biggest pencil for 24 hours, and the first one who finishes gets $1 million. Like, it wasn't like those fake Mr. Beast type videos. It's the same as that CHC guy. Like, he used to be alright, but he really just turned out to be another Mr. Beast clone. But I don't even like the Mr. Beast videos either. Like, I don't think they're good. I don't know anyone who's like, older than 12 who actually likes his videos, because it shows some crazy things. And yeah, I'll admit it, I watched the video about like the $5 million yacht or whatever it was, like something like that, because that's just insane, like how you can be able to show such a thing. But again, like, it's just a YouTube like becomes this echo chamber of someone copying another, and then this and that, and then now we're here, where very few people are original, and like very few people are, a creator, like this sort of personality thing. Like, YouTube has become much more topic based, so your video will do better when you're talking about like a subject that more people think about than just like the stuff you want to do. Like, I think I won't say for sure, but if I made a video about like talking about pyramid schemes, or something other crazy topic, and definitely the more clickbaity the better, then I would receive more views and subscribers and stuff. Because right now, when I'm just doing my thing, just drawing and painting and talking about my life, not a lot of people care, because they don't care for the individual, the creator. They care about the thing that they're learning about. And I can be honest, it makes sense, because a lot of people liked documentaries before YouTube was a thing, because they talked and showed amazing things like animals, places, people, culture, all this stuff. And that's cool, and I get that. But like YouTube has still become more about like, yes, it's just kind of stupid sometimes, I think. But I also like the platform because it does so much good. So it's kind of a double edged sword because I really like it. I love the freedom that YouTube can give somebody. But I'm also tired of the algorithm, like just deciding everything for you and just having to be at the mercy of some machine that decides this should get many impressions and this should get none, because it's all about impressions. Like if my video gets 200 impressions, it's gonna have less views than the video that gets like 200,000, of course, because like my click rate doesn't really change. It's just the amount of impressions, if I'm being honest. And even sometimes, like a video with less impressions but better click rate has the same amount of views as a video with more impressions and worse click rate. And that makes sense, but it still goes to show like that impressions are king. Like that's the thing. And even if a video has like good impressions and watch time and all this stuff, it isn't necessarily guaranteed to go viral or like be popular or get more views than usual. That's completely up to like whatever. Like some I don't know what it's up to, but it's just something wild. But that's just how it is. And it's fine because there isn't really anything to do and there's nothing that has to be done either. There's no reason to like I don't know what to say, how to express what I'm thinking, but definitely that YouTube has changed, and it has been changed for a long time, and it does a lot of good. It really does, and they are trying, and I respect anybody who's trying to like, I wouldn't say make a living, but just trying to post something, like being vulnerable and honest on the internet and making something cool because you enjoy making it. Like I would have stopped long ago with YouTube if I didn't enjoy making it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I love it. Also, maybe because, like, I spend time on it, don't get me wrong, but I don't spend, like, my whole night editing a video just for it to get, like, a few views. Like, I'm happy I don't do that. Because, like, some people, they spend hours upon hours editing and scripting and all this stuff for stuff that won't, end up, I wouldn't say going viral, but just stuff that isn't great compared to like other things. And again, like copying other people is something that universally kind of works. It's just confusing and weird, but that's how it is. Another thing that would be confusing and weird is if you are watching this far, that you write the secret word in the comments, and you'll get the secret word right now. And today's secret word is, let me think. It's pants. 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 Yeah, that's the secret word. Pants. Who doesn't love pants? But yeah, as you can see, we're nearing the end here, and I think I've yapped on about like a bunch of random stuff, but yeah. I really like this drawing though. This one turned out absolutely great, and maybe I'm gonna hang it up and give it to my old art teacher, because if you remember, or if you don't, I'm going to her as my internship for a school project. So maybe I'll bring like a drawing or something like that. I thought about bringing flowers, but she's not the type of woman who likes flowers. I think she'd much rather have tobacco. I think, if I remember her right. Uh, so yeah, I'll probably take this drawing with me. I don't know. Like, if you're watching this far, you're insane. Like, I'm just you're crazy and you're great, and I love you. Um, if there's anything you want to see, like, comment, tell me, Thomas, do this, do that. Like, try this tool, try this paint, try this whatever, because I would love to do so. Because I want to provide for you guys and girls and non-binary people and everybody's who's in here watching my vids. So I think I'm gonna release this today because just, you know, generally I talked about stuff from today and I don't have to speak about that tomorrow, and yeah, so I just do that. But yeah, I want to say thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Show me some love and I'll show you some love back. Hopefully, definitely. I'll try my best. Yeah. Say thank you for watching. Bye bye. Love you. Bye.